As climate change concerns grow, decarbonizing buildings has never been more important. In New York, a diverse group of leaders are driving action within the built environment.
Typically in buildings, we burn either natural gas or oil to create heat. And when we do that in a building, it produces carbon emissions and particulate matter, which can be sometimes harmful for our health. When we decarbonize, we remove the equipment that's burning particulate matter and replace it with high-efficiency, all-electric equipment that does not produce any carbon emissions or on-site particulate matter.
There's never been more attention towards providing capital to energy efficiency and decarbonization projects in the built environment.
What we're seeing is governments at all levels are leaders in addressing climate change, and they're doing so through a lens of social justice. I focus on affordable housing. And I think that that is one of the leading sectors that's going to be paving the way for decarbonization across the real estate industry.
Decarbonization is an ever-evolving need that requires the expertise of engineers, environmentalists, and policy changemakers.
So we're seeing a lot of partnerships with the industry, government sector, private sector, developers, manufacturers.
We're seeing people enact at all levels, from grassroots to government, carbon emission reduction standards, and really making it business as usual instead of treating it as an add-on or an extra.
We're seeing a lot of support from women for other women in the industry, and seeing a very large shift towards more women, particularly in leadership positions in engineering and also in construction as well, which is a very, very important change.
The compassion and empathy that we as women bring to most of our work in our daily lives, I think has really enriched the space and provided thoughtful planning and really intentional design that I'm really proud to be a contributor of.
One project that's a landmark of sustainable design is the Via Verde building in the South Bronx of New York. It was built about 10 years ago by my company, Jonathan Rose Companies, as well as Phipps Houses. It includes sustainable features like rooftop solar, community gardens, rainwater capture, heat pumps, improved insulation, and a sustainable passive design in the way that it's structured. This building demonstrated you can have affordable, sustainable design all in one package. Even today, 12 years later, the building's still a beacon of performance and one of the highest energy performers in the country.
As the state's affordable housing agency, we're tasked with really thinking about and designing programs and policy that work for affordable housing, and experts in the field who are executing building design and programs are really providing us with critical feedback from the field about what works and what doesn't work, so that we are able to then iterate on our program design and policy as we move forward.
To accelerate the adoption and advancement of decarbonization requires all stakeholders to be in lockstep. Decarbonization efforts are essential, especially in New York City. Buildings in New York City account for a substantial portion of energy consumption, and women leaders are working together to tackle this head-on. Andrea Mancino is leading Bright Power to a bright future. By tackling the extraordinary complex world of energy with a team made up of 50% women and providing the best in energy services, Bright Power is paving the way to a more inclusive and energy-efficient tomorrow.
It's more important than ever for us to build a workforce that's inclusive, that's diverse, and that is skilled in order to be able to do all of the work that we have ahead of us, which is a lot. Bright Power's mission is to accelerate the equitable transition to a zero carbon future by providing sustainable energy solutions in buildings. We will start off by providing an energy audit, working through to actually help create the project itself, seeing the retrofit or the ground-up new construction project to completion, and then we'll monitor the building and make sure that the return on investment and the carbon savings are achieved.
Bright Power excels at providing cost-effective, innovative energy solutions in New York City. With its industry expertise and long involvement in the NYC market, Bright Power ensures its clients realize the full benefits of their decarbonization efforts.
Local Law 97 is a building performance standard that is one of its kind and one of the first in the country. And so it's very important right now for us to get it right. And companies like Bright Power are at the forefront of making sure that we can actually implement this standard in a way that can be replicable across the country. Complying with local laws and with different building performance standards can be expensive. What we're seeing right now is a big trend in capital planning, in planning your energy projects over the course of 3, 4, 5, 10 years. That's a really big thing right now, especially with existing buildings. It's really hard to decarbonize buildings when systems are already built, when people are in place. Energy efficiency isn't just a one-time thing anymore. It's a plan that people follow for years, if not decades to come.
Now on the market, there's so many options available to choose from that really help drive down costs of those high efficiency windows, so we're able to include them in our affordable housing at a scale that we just didn't used to see.
As I look to the future, I see decarbonization of buildings growing. We're just at the starting point.
This year marks our 20th anniversary, and we've never been in a better position with regards to seizing the opportunity that there is with decarbonization.
For more information, visit www.brightpower.com.